Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Nicole. If you read the description, then obviously that you know that this is yoga for kickboxers. I'm also a kickboxing instructor, so this kind of goes hand in hand with what I do outside of this yoga channel. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the first stretch that I have for you is just going to be a simple butterfly pose to get the hips nice and stretched out. Just to begin with, we're bringing the soles of the feet into meet, and you're just going to lean forward just slightly, acting like there's a pond in front of you and you're looking over that pond, you're looking into that pond. Take those nice breaths while you're here as well, making sure that that back is nice and flat. You don't want to arch that back, or you don't want to curl that back or arch it too much. Just nice flat back, making sure those ears are nice and away from the shoulders. Take a couple more breaths here, and now we're going to take it in 2 circles while we're here. So going all the way back and then coming forward. We're going to go in one direction first, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Just take your time. Bring those hands onto the ankles and just grab onto those while you go around in these circles. Hope y'all are feeling fantastic today. We're getting these hips stretched out to begin with. Alright, so after you finished going in one direction, go ahead and go in the opposite direction. Kind of just even it out. You're still going to want to go over that pond and then all the way back. So you're going to really have to use that core to help you do this motion. Alright, y'all. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to keep our legs right here in this butterfly pose, but we're going to bring our fingertips, we're going to interlace our fingers, excuse me. We're bringing the elbows into meet, and we're just going to make nice circles with the palms, with the hands. So going all around, just go in one direction for now. We use our wrist a lot, obviously, in kickboxing. And not only is it high impact on our wrists, it's high impact on our shoulders, our hips. It's kind of a whole full body workout. So just be patient. We're going to get to every muscle group that we need to be stretched. So focus on going in one direction and then go in the opposite direction. You might hear your wrist crack a little. You've probably never done this before, so it'll be challenging. Try to keep those elbows in nice and close. So instead of being out here while doing this, act like you're squeezing a grape, squeezing an apple, squeezing something tiny. That way those elbows are nice and together. So you can really do this as long as you want, but we're just gonna stop right here and just move it right along, y'all. All right, so now we're gonna come into that nice tabletop pose, moving through a couple cat-cow poses to begin. So all you're doing is inhaling, bringing the belly up toward the ceiling, rounding that spine, dropping that chin toward the chest. You're really pushing away from the mat. On your exhale, you're going to lift the gaze and drop the belly. Really stretching out those hips here, making sure the tops of the feet are still planted on the mat. Go ahead and round that spine, bringing that belly all the way up, dropping the gaze. And on your exhale, lift the head, drop the belly. Do the same thing a couple more times. move those hips back as well. Or if you want to move them side to side, come into that nice tabletop pose and just drop the hips left to right. Just drop them left to right. That's all you got to do. You'll feel that nice stretch on that side hip area. A lot of times we don't even think about moving over to the side, so that side gets really tight. We walk forward, we don't walk to the side, so it does get a little tight. Alright, so now we're just coming into that nice downward facing dog. So you're going to curl the toes under and lift the hips up and back. So I'm going to go up and bring them all the way back. I'm going to walk my feet out just like I'm walking on a normal day. Prepare to bring the knees down. Stack those shoulders directly over. Ooh. All right. So you're going to stack the shoulders directly over the wrists, but go ahead and walk the knees up and just sit back. So once you do this, go ahead and bring the tops of the hands onto the mat. So just like this. And I'll face this way so y'all can see. Alright, so you're just bringing the tops of the hands onto the mat. And just you don't need to apply too much pressure here, just nice and easy. That'll be enough. That'll be more than enough. You can start to sway left to right, keeping those fingers nice and spread out. And then once you feel like you've had enough of that, we're just going to bring the hands or the palms back onto the mat and do the same thing. Just sway left to right, left to right. We're bringing the backs of the hands back onto the mat. This time we're going to have the fingertips face each other rather than facing away from us. And just sway left to right, nice and easy. You don't want to apply too much pressure, like I said, because you can hurt yourself and you don't want that to happen. So this just kind of helps the wrist relieve a little stress. Alright, nice. And then we're going to invert that motion by putting the palms of the hands, or putting the palms onto the mat, fingertips facing away from each other, and swaying left to right. Same motion. Same motion here. Making sure those fingers are spread out nice and wide. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and grab either our belts or yoga strap, whatever you have. Maybe you have a scarf, a tie, anything. And we're just gonna wrap it around our hands a couple times. That way the buckle doesn't hit us or anything like that. You're gonna hold it out in front of you, just a little wider than shoulder width distance apart. And you're gonna hold it out in front of you and bring it behind the back. So this is going to help with that shoulder rotation here. We do use our shoulders a lot in kickboxing. And just bring it back and forth. So bring it in front of you and then bring it behind you. Bring the left arm up and the right hand will come down. And you can bring it back to that neutral position and then switch. Bring it back up and do the same thing. Just go back and forth with it. It's helping those shoulders loosen up here. A lot of times we don't stretch our shoulders as much as we should. So this definitely helps. You can kind of go back and forth with it. All right. Go ahead and put that to the side. And while still sitting on those shins, we're bringing our left hand behind the back, and with our right hand we're gonna clasp that hand, or grab it, grip it, and just pull that left arm behind the back. So I'll turn around for this, that way y'all can see. Left arm is coming behind the back, right hand is grabbing it, and you're actively pulling that left arm. So want to keep that right elbow back. Rather than having that elbow back here, you're going to have it all the way behind the back. Really loosening up that left shoulder here. And once you feel like you're ready, you can go ahead and just shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to switch. So the right arm will come all the way behind the back. You're going to grab that right hand with the left, and same thing on this side, making sure that left elbow is not next to you but behind you. And unravel. We'll do that one more time just to really loosen up those shoulders. This time I'll face toward you. So bring that left arm behind the back, clasping those hands. Fingers are interlaced. Really opening up the chest here. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And then I'll switch. Kind of shake it out. Same thing on the other side. So this is also a chest opener. You're working on that armpit shoulder area, so this area right here, while also opening up that chest, that sternum. And go ahead and unravel. Alright, now we're going to come all the way down onto the mats. Come all the way down. And then once you're here, just go ahead and lay in that nice butterfly pose. So just like we were earlier, you're bringing the soles of the feet into meet. And you're just letting those knees fall left to right. So you can either just place your hands on your thighs, or you can bring those hands up toward the hip and just give your hips a nice little massage. Just rub those things out. You're just helping that body feel nice and relaxed, soothing it, nurturing yourself. You can kind of rub your thighs if that feels good as well. You want to make sure the soles of the feet are meeting though. Keep them nice and close. And then we're going to heel toe the feet all the way up to where the knees meet. So knees will come together and those feet will heel toe all the way out to the edge of the mat. So if you see my feet, they're on the edge of the mat, and I'm just letting those knees cave in. We're just countering that pose that we did, that butterfly pose that we did. So just relaxing the hips, relaxing the legs. If you want here, you can close your eyes and just relax. Relax for a second. Alright, perfect. So we're taking it into windshield wipers while being here, keeping those feet in that same exact spot. Try to use your core here when you do drop those knees left to right, rather than using anything else, rather than using your legs or whatnot to help you get those legs from left to right. You're using that core, using those abs. Alright, let's heel toe the feet back in toward the center, so keeping them just shoulder width distance apart, and we're doing the same thing, just dropping the knees left to right, windshield wipering it out. So really push those hips out when you do drop those knees left to right. So if I'm dropping my knees over to the left, my hips are going to push out toward that way. Alright, good deal. How are we feeling? We're feeling good? Yeah? Alright, Joe. So now, while still being right here, laying down, relaxed, we're bringing that right ankle over the left knee and just bringing that left leg up toward the body. And if you have taken one of my kickboxing classes, this is one of my favorites, because we do a lot of roundhouses, front kicks, things like that, and this helps to open up those hips. Alright, and if you want to get deeper into that stretch, just push that right knee away from you while still actively pulling that left leg in. You want to keep that spine nice and flat on the mat. Try not to let it lift up. Bring that left leg down. We're going to unravel and then do the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing that left ankle over the right knee and then just bringing that right leg up. Really pulling that right leg in towards you. Try to keep those hips square. So try not to let either hip come up further than the other. Push that left knee away from you if you did that on the other side. And once you feel like you've had enough of that, just go ahead and drop that right leg, unravel, and you can windshield wiper it out. It's a different feeling once your hips are a little looser and you do windshield wiper it out. So I'm just letting you get that experience. Alright, perfect. Now we're going to stretch out our armpit area, shoulder again. So we're rolling it over, all the way over. Go ahead and roll over to either side, whatever side is your favorite. And we're going to actually roll onto our bellies. So we're going to form a T with our arms. So we're bringing our arms out left to right, just like so. And then what we're going to do is in that right leg, and then we're going to bring the sole of the foot over to the left side of my left leg. So let me go ahead and move this mic first. So I'm going to bring it all the way over, just like so. Trying to make sure that it's next to or behind my left knee. Really pushing those hips out while doing this. You can rest that head on the mat if you'd like. Kind of just relax here. Take one more breath and then we'll switch it over to the opposite side. So just unraveling. Nice and slow, nice controlled movements. Opposite side, so bending that left leg. Bringing that foot all the way over to that right side, behind that right knee. And you're gonna feel it right over here in that shoulder area. So you can rest that head again if you'd like. You can keep this left arm out long or just bring it up here next to the body to kind of help you out. Make sure you're pushing those hips out. Just breathe it out. If you feel crazy, you're doing it right. Alright, go ahead and unravel, bring it all the way back up to the center. Go ahead and bring the arms together. You can rest your head on your arms. Just bring the legs up and windshield wiper it out. Bring it back to the center. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna lift that butt all the way back. Well, up and back. Bring the shoulders over the wrist. And you want those hips to be directly over the knees. We're gonna curl the toes under. We're lifting up for a downward facing dog. Try to keep those heels on the mat. Alright, bring those knees down. We're bringing the elbows down as well. This time we're going to lift up. We got dolphin pose. So you can bring the head down. You don't want the head to be touching the mat though. We're just going to lift the hips up and back just like we did for that downward dog pose. You want those toes to be facing forward. And bring it all the way down. Relax the feet. Bring it all the way up to that nice seated pose. Ooh. Alright, y'all. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I hope you actually got something out of it. Hopefully you feel better. Hopefully your muscles feel a little looser than they did earlier. Besides that, I don't have anything else. We're bringing the hands into meet. Bring the palms up toward the heart. Bow the head. Namaste.